No, let me tell.
That's right, Mr. Speaker. Me that's Prime say, Miniana can wa true for in the dust good public now, Mr. Speaker. Adebako kan yes a DSS issue na all can, Mr. Speaker. Didn't ya ama abino at the time no anchor signing on to the DSSI program na as initiative no to give us that debt relief no very simple. The year 2020, we say abandon the COVID levy by just to cushion revenue. Then again, the government was also anticipating, say, the projected revenue that will be accruing from e-levy, no. Into the cabani to me, nisa Kansas Sikana. There is no need going to what? Subscribe to the DSSI program. Now, Mr. Speaker, nim how e-levy was counted heavily in Parliament. Okay, now, Mr. Speaker, the trade volume at the time for mobile money transaction was amounting to some 500 billion Ghana cedis. So the anticipation is that even if when you impose 1.5% or 1% tax on that 500 billion, you'll be making in some 5.5 or just about 6 billion Ghana cedis. And abani the share e-levy say, oh, see to me, there's no need because it comes with condition. Meaning you're a certified economist, own him. And this is government that has over the period was preaching government beyond aid, the sovereignty of Ghana. Emma Arishemu Bebreye then at the bar or manimu, not about policy credibility and all that. This initiative and another a lot of investor confidence then now when the investors say timinya Arishemu say oh Ghana for attracted the diaspora and into no media then ababe ejuma or manimu. Now so mu be ejuma no more than the economy now. Government will get the revenues in terms of corporate tax. Employ Ghana for government will get revenue in terms of what income taxes and all that. Then again they will be consuming goods and services. Government will be getting a revenue from value-added tax, income from national health insurance levy, get fund. Government will be making revenues. Exercise, they will be importing goods into the country. Government will be taking custom duties. So all this anticipation, there wasn't what the need for what the DSSI. But Mr. Speaker, government is a learning process. The economy is also a learning process. If you do all these projections, that's a ankuya. That is why government is what now looking at the option say or beko ako subscribe to what because it is free money. This is money that is free. The only issue is the timing what difference, and we'll speak the truth to Ghana.
Yeah, but at the time, no, the indications were that Namo Pekoya spend it, even with the Financial Management Act.
That's
regulations said the mamu must suspend it because now a mamu threshold that SSM was spending. The finance minister went to Parliament to say that there be in times of COVID, no, you need go by what the Financial Management Act is telling us. Exactly why you did not sign on.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, together with other issues I'm able to see. Mr. Speaker, I'll call the COVID-19 report I did be a minute the year in Fatun say Ghana. Oh, there be so about more figures. We are making 21 billion Ghana city in terms of revenue during the COVID period. Mr. Speaker, the Fiscal Responsibility Act places a cap on your budget deficit of 5%. Now we know also a budget deficit here, revenue versus what expenditure. It's when your expenditure is more, obviously you'll be having what the deficit. But it does not mean say it is bad because when government spend in the economy, there's a lot of what benefits we reap out of it. Okay. Now in the heat of the COVID, Mr. Speaker, you to me ain't your money ni na pepe to say the words unyano. Mr. Speaker, I put it to Minia Bernardo Dote. She said, "Encore the COVID-19 report, no on pointing out, the Auditor General, Eka say, Obi Edisika, now on share on completing the report with the management responses attached to the report."
Okay.
There are issues, Mr. Speaker, medicino. Ebi ankoye, ebi to say, Bakuya omoko hand down war voter region ya na also almost year renovation. Omokoye payment for vaccine na emba and Mr. Speaker, there are responses in the report. Public servant, public sector workers are Omajimre ye Juma Kesia di Abuagana, Mr. Speaker. They gave their responses as to why they couldn't do that. And this is how you have to objectively criticize the COVID-19 report. Ultimately, and I say, Mr. Speaker, the revenues buy and Mr. Speaker, just 1 second. Revenues buy and abine the share Ghana for abine the making sure say the reliever here, ye water bill, ye electricity bill, ye ma public health workers, essential workers, ye more exemption in taxes, abine crampo at the extension of penalties and interest buyer. I bet me abwa Ghana for na emut me edi emuakutin because at the time the objective is to save life and yen how Ghana ye boy home modern in times of COVID. It's in terms of public financial management spending and I say public financial management act see me end the super paper those were the period that na ebi NC that and when am I your makoyesa
me da se jima thank you my member BOT so na maintain on the CI
answer na me quick
mama 5 minutes
thank you now paragraph 34 of the audited statement say almost $81 million in Romu Tuaka Monye Bepemonde. O convert $81 million at the back Ghana City now. A 1.069 billion Ghana City. And you are not ashamed as a fiscal analyst. I will say how some my seeker. I told the baby what I went to me.
I don't know management response. Go on to the management response.
CI. The minority leadership enra a key presser. Expressing our disapproval on its current state. Just because the economy here, ECOWAS identity card.
Yeah.
So any attempt to only force this document as a primary data for a new voter register, read my lips, it shall be resisted with the last drop of blood in us. Any attempt. Tobola. When you think Buni Ajiolani Opitobio. Where you bumper to bumper, boot for boot now from one President Mahama, do or die now, or indicate he said, it will start now with the CI. And I'm assuring them, where you ECOWAS identity card. So any attempt to set the Electoral Commission of Ghana, person or force this on the throat of the NDC, it is going to be resisted day, night, and dawn. That's because you counter proposition anything. You cannot oppose something for opposing sake.
Okay.
Anytime you oppose something, you must advance superior argument to convince your listeners and your audience. Number one, Ghana card, ECOWAS identity card, or my branding a Ghana card, no. In its production, no, it was produced through guarantor system. In fact, 40% of them who cracked this ECOWAS identity card, no, they were able to secure their card through guarantor system. Now, Mr. Chukoko Edinema. Ghana card now
it was part of the requirement.
Wait. Mr. Speaker, there is an LI. Okay? A man, this Ghana card, now, sir, identity card here, Mr. Speaker, no. Abra ye produce no 40% of holders of ECOWAS identity card was through the guarantor system. Why will you on one breath agree that Ghana card will be accepted solely? Which was done 40% through guarantor system, but who says about voters ID card there? That guarantor system they produce ECOWAS card it doesn't make sense to us. Point number 2. In previous voter registration exercise, it is done through polling stations in the country. In the upcoming voters on it will only be done through the district offices. Me Sunyana West. Sunyana West equal 102 communities. From Nkrobi to say Kwabnakuma, Subon, Pine, Bofo, Chrome, Adoy, Bole, so Eba municipal capital, no, it's about 30 kilometers. That's because there could be so many Ghanaians, sir. Omobeka say, Same mefaka pa free mikro kituamu. Etia best 30 Ghana cities that you register for Ghana voters ID card here, I won't come. That's because per Article 42 of the 1992 permit me to read, because we're a student of law, right to vote. Every citizen of Ghana of 18 years of age or above and of sound mind have the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter for the purpose of public elections and referenda. Now, there is no regulation LICI, whatever. Should be superior or should act in contravention of this particular constitutional provision. There's an existing CI 91, CI 126. Now, in that CI, no, there was what you say. The very moment you better this new CI na tumuno.
Yeah.
About the repeal CI 91 and CI 126. ye ka say repeal e chese ye be bona to agu
ebe ye free
ho koto Mr. Speaker yi ni free ho a ensunsun swanso ne sen eno ba be chese sa register na ye won se sie de be to atwene and you see more obi another obi a wo krom ha a repeal of CI91 CI126 ne be chese eno ye the guarantor system ne the passport one for the passport to the ye bi say ye just had any tumu a the NPP will proceed to court and file a rate to say this new regulation LI atumu dia now be repeal CI91 CI126 dia and they scrap the existing voters register as soon as so say a lot of many Ghanaians ebe disenfranchised and now ye ka say no oko Eastern region Ashanti region Greater Accra region na MPP stronghold urbanized communities na omo premium centers walk in oko ho ebi ni ho oko ti ebi ni ho Western North ebi ni ho the final region baako kura ni ho so you see it is an attempt say on be no ma cripple the wings of the NDC last of it all in conclusion Mr. Speaker ela ye nam kwanso be ensunsunso esan wo mu nie registration supervisor and directors will be at the regional office ebet ma create gerrymandering gerrymandering ya boy bi say obet na share scheme was kiwi na obet ma be register wo Sunyane West na ni beba na ho so na otoba Obrekum East and it's possible because the new registrant na beba no mo data ni nyina be call regional director na ho etemi me regional director for Bono now be register from Sunyane West na me mpewa asemo a me hwe no me say akọ wo hwene sondodo me de wo call genjene
okay
and based on these premises no ye NDC for say ye nyintumu nne enyintumu china na mmom ene da de obi anfo ne nkyere sokode wo voter region ho because former president Mahama launching the second coming to president of Ghana
is that speaker
yes
I mean say minue okasa na okasa bebre no popu anani na o twitwa just some kanini no I'm so serious sisi no but a certified economist they so timi ye nchichim na Ghana for ye den ehun de Mr. Speaker CI91 CI126 what are the main scope and also objective of the two CI okay say yes CI126 is coming to repeal 91
no I didn't say that
oh
I said the new CI repeal both just na wuntie me kra. There are two existing CIs.
Hold on.
91, 126.
Okay, fair enough.
So the new CI repeal them and replace them.
Fair enough. Mr. Speaker.
Here you assume ye.
Mate. The issue and I said the objective of the new CI, no, two. Number one, to mainstream registration exercise and to do away with this limited registration. That is what the CI is seeking to do. And then again, the CI is not coming to make voters say omuntimi den ento aba. The CI also is not making sure say the Ghana card and eba ba den eba beto aba. Na minue kasa na NDC for ne kasa ni beginning na ECD draft ne call parliament and almost start ECD new CI ba or say Ghana card de beto aba no almost start to futrogu Ghana for ni ma or sorry as ye enye readers say ani po mun kenkan mu hu de ekoso and almost start na mo tu futrogu Ghana for ni. Now, Mr. Speaker, we share proceedings in Parliament. I listen to the EC chair, I listen to the NIA boss, I listen to the finance minister, and I listen to both majority, minority, the questions they were asking, and in the minority side, some of the questions are irrelevant to the discussion.
Oh, you think so?
Very so. The question, Uncle, say, maybe Edward Bauer etimi sorry say Ghana entokwa ba be see because the Jumadie na easy no obe disenfranchise a lot of Ghanaians into Ghana will be like Cote d'Ivoire. Such a shame statement that we have to condemn with all impunity. Mr. Speaker, CIA easy 4% omu place reliance on Ghana card. Wabi Jeno to no on if you say yes Ghana yes subscribe to existing protocols with the ECOWAS and all that. Mr. Speaker, offer our passport Ghana passport ni actual also.
Yeah.
Ghana passport ni actual. And yet ECOWAS ni also. Hold on. And to make that argument, this a lucky water. It doesn't even it's very unfounded. Now the chair camera say ECOWAS identity. Ghana any member of ECOWAS. And what pick it.
Obi for the passport.
Oh, Kasano, man. Respectfully, they be respectful to me. No, your conversation now. Me time minister. Then, Mr. Speaker, what they check Ghana for? The substance is that yes, EC is placing reliance. And Mr. Speaker, professionally, so be a juma deda. Na say juma no washemu kena. There is no need say Obesanko repeat the same exercise again. And that is what EC is seeking to what achieve. The guarantor system na ewo EC system na ebi kran so ewo NIA system nim no. NIA de ye more superior. And I know say say obi argument na say build this superior argument superior argument no it comes to what oppose and I say nullify the other argument na nipa ko na ye no it easy believe say the system we put in place in producing the Ghana card no why don't we place the reliance on it because the same guarantor system no ECDN washemu kena because you can trace the guarantor to the beneficiary. It's your person you verify Ghana for now. So when your guarantor crano jina mu ema ni pakono etimi produce and as register for the Ghana card now. Ubetimi trace it to the beneficiary. Beneficiary obia or wo ebia o mami ana unua ubetimi a certify onim se oye Ghana ni. Na ka we ne bone ne sen. Eti isi juma odie call parliament ombusa questions etoto na no Mr. Speaker be mu pefen clearly say enye Ghana card ne de ba beto aba na emomu no wona omedi 18 years na e wo say ye update the register no Omo ena EC babe make sure say to be able to register and get your voters ID card no we are going to use the Ghana card system and the Ghana card system no NIA for ashebo say omo betimi a produce Ghana card no omo betimi aye issuance of the Ghana card no within 6 months if they have been provided with the necessary resources district centers omo betimi da registration no EC e de ahye CI ni mu say enkoye only the district offices ne nko a ene ye betimi aye registration no now where it is deemed fit other areas say a polling station kra no mo be designate and I say other constituency areas no be designate e be make sure say Ghana for betimi aye omo registration kama no metimi ato omo aba pass any sesene fata the EC is going to what do it Mr. Speaker the relevant question and I may expect to say na finance minister at the parliament they couldn't put the question to the finance minister and Mr. Speaker when in terms of the time frame will you make money available to NIA to be able to what achieve nejuma or in issuing the existing cards or my producer community mean then issue and in making sure say the assurance or the Bema Ghana for say yes one of my 18 easy person or more update or into the existing voters register no when can you give those monies to the NIA to complete those tasks
I didn't watch it you did not Dr. Keslato forced that question and he responded so much you have 80 million remaining 20 million.
No, the debt that NIA was owed to the previous supplier because the materials are there. No matter supply the materials you did producing EC no a card no. It's no don't